Suspiria. The only thing more horrifying than the last 10 minutes of Suspiria are the first 72. I don't think I got the minutes right, but that's kind of what a what a voice says on the trailers, which is kind of a cool ass gimmick. Hi, I'm your huge movie fanatic Nate, coming right back at you in this fall/October 2014, like spooktacular Halloween season, coming at you with another review for one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most iconic, just like fantastic, must-see horror movies, Italian horror movies, just horror movies in general that I've ever seen, which of course is Dario Argento's Suspiria, also known as Suspiria. And I actually don't know what the hell Suspiria even means, but it sounds really cool, whatever the hell it means. Now, if a person came up to me, like if a naked girl came up to me on the street and said, if I'm going to watch one Dario Argento movie, which Dario Argento movie should I watch? I would probably say, damn girl, you're hot. I'm just kidding, but in all seriousness, if someone asked me who had never seen a Dario Argento movie at all, and they asked me which one should I see, what's the first one I should see, or if I'm only going to see one, what should it be, you can probably guess which one I'd tell them. And if you're not a good guesser, I'll tell you that I'd probably say, see Suspiria. Suspiria, for me, I haven't seen every Dario Argento movie. I've seen a lot of them from the good old heydays of, you know, when this movie was made. Suspiria, for me, is like, it's just this, I don't even know how to describe it. It's this assault, audio and visual assault, just of the best way. I mean, it's just like, you know, the scenario and the story might not be the best, most amazing thing you've ever seen, but one of the things that is amazing about this movie is the colors, the cinematography, the way that the camera is used, the way that the editor cuts the shots that are shot, and of course which I have right here, that came out in 2000, a vinyl pressing of Goblin's original score, which is of course just one of the most amazing freaking like horror movie, if not just amazing scores in general for a movie, but definitely for a horror movie. This right here, I'll show you a little later. Like I say, it came out in 2000 as a vinyl, record of the score, which is pretty cool. I got before the Anchor Bay DVD came out, which fantastically comes with a CD of the score. But this is kind of cool for a collector's sake. Where do you start with Suspiria? It's just a full frontal audio-visual assault, and I don't know why in heaven's name it's not out on Blu-ray in North America yet. I think that's a complete and total sin, because this movie is just gorgeous, and just the colors are just amazingly used, and just the camera, I mean, just everything about the cinematography is amazingly used in this movie. There's so many, you know, in my opinion, as a huge movie fanatic, as a cinema buff, as a cinema fan, there's so many shots in this movie, way too many to probably even remember, that are so amazing and so iconic and so like, holy shit. I first saw Suspiria when I was in 1995, I think, so I would have been, what, 18? And this is when I was kind of really heavily getting into Dario Argento, and at the time, before DVD, which of course that was 2 years before DVD, it was really hard to frickin' track down these movies. You'd pretty much have to go out to mom and pop video stores and see these horrible pan and scan VHS copies, which of course what I did, and then I was very lucky to be able to get Suspiria on Laserdisc, I think that same year, in the next year, widescreen on Image, once again, Image Entertainment Laserdisc. The movie's about, before I forget, also stars a very beautiful and young Jessica Harper, whom at the time I was just like completely, you know, 1995, completely completely swept off my feet, because of her like just appearance and those big beautiful eyes of hers, and just she was just great. I know she's in Phantom of the Paradise as well, but I haven't really seen that so much. For me, this is like, obviously the Jessica Harper movie. I don't know what, everything she's done, but if someone were to come up to me on the street, naked woman, and say, "What's the one Jessica Harper?" I'm just kidding, but I don't even know where to begin with this movie. I mean, it's just like, so I'll just tell you briefly the scenario, which is Jessica Harper is an American girl coming to Germany, I think, to go to school at this illustrious dance academy that in which she finds there to be this all kinds of, basically it's like a coven. This school was formed hundreds of years or whatever, 100 years prior or something like that, by this witch, Helena Marcos or whatever. And then she's kind of been, I don't know what, the main controller behind the whole situation ever since, which I kind of, I guess in a way, she's kind of been dead and not dead, undead, whatever, ever since or whatever, and she still exists in some kind of weird half flesh and half not, whatever form at the end of the movie, because she, like, I don't know, she sits up on the bed, she's like invisible, and I don't know, whatever. But anyway, it's a movie about a dance academy that's basically like secretly a coven of witches, which is really fucking, I don't know, man. It's really kind of, it's really creepy, and this kind of, I'm not a big like fan of this kind of, like, I don't know, whatever, this kind of movie. I prefer actually, just like a guy with a chainsaw and a flesh mask and something like physical and stuff. So it should be said that I'm not really a big fan of, like, witchcraft, movies, or like Exorcist, although Exorcist is a great film. I'm not really a fan of, like, I don't know, it's just not tangible enough for me. I just like a guy with a frickin' knife, or in a hockey mask, or machete. I don't really like witchcraft movies and all this kind of shit, but I'm not gonna really let that hold that against this movie. I mean, this movie is just a powerhouse of unbelievable just audio visuals. It's just, I can't even describe Suspiria. You have to experience it. It's really not a movie, like I said before, that's necessarily got the most amazing dialogue or scenario. But what the thing about Suspiria is just unbelievable is its technique. Like I say, I can't even tell you the number of just awe-inspiring, just unbelievable shots and photography and editing in this movie, and I really wish it was on Blu-ray in North America, but it's not, so whatever. I got the DVD that Anchor Bay put out, I believe, in 2001, which is fantastic. I mean, it's got this huge, like, 6.1 DTS mix and obviously anamorphic widescreen and stuff, and it comes with the soundtrack CD. It's fantastic. What else is there to say about Suspiria? I'm going to go 3 3/4 stars. That would be 3 3/4 stars. I mean, it's just like, just not enough for it to, maybe just a little bit of that lacking in like the scenario or story department for me to give it a full 4. But it's it's a very strong 3 3/4 stars. It's very close to 4. Very, very close to 4. But unfortunately, just the lack of whatever, story or scenario just doesn't make it that. But Suspiria, you have to experience it. That's all there is to it. I don't know if there's anything else to say while I'm thinking about anything else to say. Let me show you this, which is, like I say, the pretty cool LP that came out in 2000 of Suspiria. And this, of course, Susie Banion's friend who ends up in the whatever the hell that room of wires who falls into that, and that's the cover. And this is like the back, which is just a continuation of like the cover. So if you were to go like this, it's just like the widescreen image, I can't see it. There it is. And of course, I know you guys are just wondering what the hell's inside. Bump, bump, bump. I can't barely see what I'm showing you. Dun 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 dun, bow bow bow, bow 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 oh, down 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 oh. Doom 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 doom. So that's the the very cool limited obviously LP for I got for Suspiria, which is kind of cool, just if nothing else for just collectability's sake. Very cool. So there you go. That's my review of Suspiria. One of the things I actually like about it in closing, having been a very huge fan at the time and still obviously of classical music, is the fact that it takes place in this kind of upscale whatever ballet school. So you get to see all them young women in their little doing their leg kicking stuff and ballet stuff and whatever, and also the some of that classical music that is played, like the piano and stuff during some of them ballet scenes. I appreciated when I was 18 and 19 years old, and I still appreciate, because it's not just a movie full of like rock, goblin music or whatever. It's actually got some classical in there too, which is kind of cool. So highly recommended. I can only describe Suspiria as a movie that is so much more about just delivering an experience like this very just like creepy atmosphere and experience. Like it's like you're not just a viewer. It's like you're a participant. It's like you're at this school with Susie Bannion, and it's just like Suspiria reeks in the best way possible of just this really creepy, just haunted, whatever witch's atmosphere, and just really creepy. Perhaps the one thing that I'd maybe not have put in the movie is the scene with the bat, when the bat flies in the window and kind of startles Susie Bannion a little bit, is maybe, is the only thing in my opinion that might not necessarily hold up too particularly well, and frankly might have not have been ever so great even in 70, whenever the hell this came out. It was 77 or something like that. So thank you very much for watching my review of Suspiria. A very strong 3 and 3/4 stars. A must see if you haven't. If you want to check out like Italian horror, I'd definitely probably pretty much start with Suspiria. It's one of the most famous Dario Argento movies ever, and after watching this and thinking back to his horrible Dracula 3D shit, it's just like I can't believe the same person who made this made that. It's just such a shame, but oh well, at least he gave us that, and it's it's basically on film or video or whatever forever for us to enjoy. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you on the next spooktacular horror movie review. Witch.